largest venomous snake in the world, chances are the victim's tail will be reached easily and swallowed.
Well, the truck is broken down, so
Good
I
to
decided to wander around today. We were at the Rattlesnake Museum in Old Town, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Look at this guy.
one way would be to play
Look at
dead.
his tail.
This eastern hog-nosed snake is giving his best performance.
God, they always have such an angry
Its
look on their
play
face.
must convince a threatening indigo snake. There is an interesting moment of standoff, but the actor has another defensive card to play. A gland in its tail emits a smell of death to go with the gaping mouth. It's the performance of a lifetime, and the enemy is
In Germany, had a snake in his ear, and then it escaped. And he didn't inform the firefighters there. They are in charge of this thing. He didn't say.
a snake that looks dangerous can keep predators
It says we got a skink in here, but I don't see it.
is a useful rhyme about a coral snake.
It's probably
It
hiding.
is venomous.
And they found
Red next to black is
the
a
only one
friendly
in
jack.
this
It's true for a milk store.
apartment building who
It
had snakes.
mimics warning colors and only
But he said,
pretends
"It's
to
not
be
mine."
dangerous.
And then the police wanted to go into his flat to find evidence
Keeps the
that
real
that
end
it
of the
is
Calabar
his.
ground
He said, no, you are not allowed to come.
The
And
real
so
head has a tongue that gives it away.
Gets
But
away
the
without
deception can be good enough to
any,
cause a predator to attack the tail by
any
mistake.
problem.
No kidding.
This
The tail is
situation.
not a vital organ.
Oh, little guy right there.
Sometimes law is crazy.
He's small. He's probably not even a foot.
Often the brilliant colors and patterns of a snake's skin are not a warning but a subtle camouflage, matching its surroundings. And to us, it can look beautiful. Scales come in endless varieties of shape and structure.
He's gonna move around a little bit for us.
In the wild, snakes are not easily seen, a useful quality which suits these masters of ambush perfectly. But the beauty and subtlety of snakeskin has also been their undoing for thousands of years. Fire
Look
is
at the model.
traditionally used by hunters and camera
Rock
runners
rattle
to
snake.
expose the hiding places of aggressive rock
I don't know if you guys can see him very well.
Entering an aardvark
Does a pretty good job of blending in with his background.
is a risk few men will undertake. Once this nightmare task was a test of virility, a rite
You
of
got the
passage.
black tail.
Crawling inch by inch on toes and fingers, the hunter moves toward the angry python. His companions keep track of his progress. They may have to rescue him. The heat is
Leave them all
stifling.
coiled up like that. I believe this one's fake. It's stuffed.
Through dust and biting ants,
He might just be sitting out like that.
100 pounds of python.
Here we got the timber.
His companions take over.
This is the black-tailed
These are
one.
the last of the
Oh
python hunters.
crap! He is real.
Firearms
I did
have
not
made it
see that
easier
coming.
to kill other animals for food and skins. But the meat on this snake in former times would have been essential, and its skin a profitable result from such horrific effort.
Alright, just up and move right there.
As any snake grows, it must shed its outer skin like an overtight suit. The new scales revealed are at their best. The cast-off skin is discarded, and with it also go
This
most
guy's
of the
mostly down in this
parasites that
region.
attach themselves to the snake.
Actually, it'd be south of where I am at, but
The regular shedding of dead skin has special significance
venomous,
for rattlesnakes.
venomous, venomous. Well, of course, they all are. Well, actually,
Each time a
Yeah.
rattlesnake slips
I
out
know
of its
they all
own
are.
skin, its rattle gains another section at the base.
Let's see
The
those guys.
rattle is a series of loose-fitting interlocking
He's coming over. He
scales
wants to see what's
that,
going
when
on.
shaken, produce
He's
a
a
sound
curious
that
one.
warns large animals not to step on the snake.
Big smart little guy.
Although only a warning, the rattle has been the snake's downfall. Their noise makes them easy to locate, and as a result, tens of thousands are killed every year.
I hate rattlesnakes.
J.P. Jones sees rattlesnakes only as potential killers of people and livestock. He's hunted them since he was a boy, but recently he's finding it harder to find them. He simply can't hear them, even with the listening apparatus he designed himself. There are rattlers around, but many are becoming quiet.
Green tree python. Oh, he's up here.
Is exterminating the loudest,
Here he is.
and a greater proportion of snakes is weakened.
His head's facing away from us.
Not having a loud warning, of course, makes a snake even more dangerous. But JP is undaunted, and his roundup goes
Australian.
on, presumably until only silent rattlesnakes survive in his part of Alabama.
Roger relates the target. So we use the target as a tool to move him from A to B. So the key thing is, when the target's out of his field of vision, his feeding response is turned off. Okay?
Getting rid
So
of
now
snakes
because Roger can't see the target,
is never the good idea.
he's now a quite calm animal. When he sees the target, he then expects to be there. So it's actually a really useful tool for day-to-day management. And although you can find the
There's a king snake. Find all four in this room. Hopefully they're all inside of a cage. Look at his head. See on the back? Cool snake. New Mexico milk snake. He was hiding it inside of that tube.
One of my favorite pastimes is tracking movements from the stroke. When I find it crisp, brand new track, it just makes my heart beat faster. It's like, there's a line, and all I have to do is follow it, and I'll find fantastic lizards. When I'm on a track,
There's the one I know.
single line. Let's come up here and see. There's what was there. When you learn how to track, not only do you read the sand, but you become
The last one's up in my area.
if you're a good tracker, and you see direction it's going, and then that makes it easier because you can circle around in a big arc and find the track.
Bull snake.
But given the sand monitor
I've caught a few of these guys from time to time. We get them all the time up around my house.
right here, you can see exactly that track. They lash their tail, so lift it off the ground. It's not continuous.
While the hide and seek continues at Red Sands, up in Australia's tropical north, lizard kings leave hardly any tracks behind.
Mojave rattlesnake. hanging out in the back.
This rocky landscape is home to a number of very different
Can't see his
critters,
tail there.
like the Kimberly rock monitor.
I kind of like this. Adult info. You go up.
Quick as a
Get the
wing and
information.
constantly on the lookout for anything small enough to grab.
Kids info. Double tap on glass. Let's look at the red diamond. Red diamond rattlesnake.
The key to the monitor's remarkable survival story is the one-plan-fits-all body design, which has changed nearly all kinds of dinosaurs. All monitors can run, climb, dig, and swim. The Mertens monitor even has valves in its nose that shut tight when swimming underwater. But apart from size, monitor species don't differ very much. And they're all armed with the same senses. During the dry season, Mertens forage for crabs, crayfish, and frogs in widely scattered permanent pools. But they inevitably cross paths with their neighbors. And they're not about to share the spoils freely. Rivals are not tolerated, and much head-bobbing accompanies a standoff. It's part of monitor etiquette, a warning to back off or get bitten. Mertens are skilled hunters on land and in the water. Just like
All the
other
time as a
monitors
kid
to
chasing these
find
guys
food,
out.
they flick their forks tongue. Except that Mertens pick up scents underwater as well.
Tiger salamander.
They're surprisingly good fishermen. It's a skill spotted by other predators.
It's like we got
Why
more
try
than
to
one
catch
in
a
here.
fish when you can steal one?
Pygmy rattlesnake.
A lizard king is not so easily outwitted. Survival out here means staying at least one step ahead.
Steven, bring the axe and the shovel up here. I've got a gouleye in a burrow. It's a big one. Got it?
Back at Red Sands, Eric's found the hideout of his lizard thief. Now, he has to get him out.
You want to come out and say hi? Come out and say hi for everybody.
Over about here. Monitors are flat vanishing. They disappear from view in an instant.
Oh, what we got? A piece of mine on top.
Confuse other predators. And, of course, lizard hunters. The main burrow stretches for many yards underground. It has emergency exits or
A little snapper.
corners.
Let's see if we can find him. Oh, he's right there.
And so Eric and
Literally
Steve
right in
have to
front of me.
feel their way through the labyrinth of shafts.
I've seen these guys down in Florida. Back when I used to go to the pilot, go say hi to the gator buddy.
2 hours of digging, and they can almost smell their quarry. Okay,
Gila monster. Gila monster wants to hide. He doesn't want to come out right now. What do we got back here?
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to.
Back on the nest, she listens intently.
Got a little tuna back here. Can't really get a good shot of him.
Then, very gently, she starts to take it apart. She can't know exactly where each of her babies is and stops every few seconds to listen.
Trying to see if I can get her to move around a little bit. There you go. Yeah, she doesn't want to follow. I don't know if I can get a shot of this guy. He's hiding back in the back.
But she doesn't abandon them.
Alright. This little girl.
She is going to take them down to the pool that she's selected as their nursery. Some babies start to make the journey for themselves, but they continue to call, and that helps their mother locate them.
Oh, look at this guy. Short and ready. Look at him. The one thing that she didn't want to walk
Cayman
up on.
jaws are among the strongest in the animal kingdom, but now she uses hers with the greatest delicacy and gentleness. So, at last, her babies are brought together in the nursery pool. But their mother's job is still not finished. Several of the eggs have failed to hatch. One by one, she takes these in her mouth. The shell around the egg is quite strong. The babies must make a considerable effort to free themselves, and for some, it's more than they can manage.
Got him looking at me.
So she starts to crack the unhatched egg with her teeth. Once the hard shell has been broken away, she has to pierce the leathery inner membrane. Without her help, this baby might not have hatched at all. But the female caiman's maternal duties are not over even now. She will stand guard over her babies for the next few months. All crocodilians take good care of their young, but one of them takes parental responsibilities to a really astonishing level.
The Llanos of Venezuela, a lush wetland teeming with wildlife of all kinds.
You see him back there hiding.
As well as birds, there are amphibious rodents, capybaras, and a spectacled caiman. This female is looking after an extraordinarily large number of babies.
That's real?
But most of these are not in fact hers. This nursery pool is being used by several caiman families. But instead of all the mothers staying nearby, one of them has taken
Oh,
charge
yeah,
of the
one
whole
in here that's
prey.
molted. Showed her skin a few times. You see her tail?
Keeping an eye on all these
She's
energetic
got the old
babies
tail.
is not easy.
Right there by
There
the
are
rock.
lots of enemies around. When danger threatens, the babies all run for protection to the female, even though she may not be their mother.
Then you have your Western Diamondback.
There are so many of them that there's not enough room for them all
And this
on
one
her
is
back.
striped or patternless. So look, he's just all straight black. Viratrox rattlesnake? What is it? Its parents were two different species of rattlesnake.
Soon,
The prairie
these
and the
babies
Western
will
Diamondback.
face another hazard,
It's a hybrid.
and one that's not quite so easy to escape from. The water that has kept them safe until now is beginning to dry up. Each year, in the space of a few short months, the Llanos is transformed from a flooded paradise to a baking oven. For some babies, the unrelenting heat and the lack of water has already been too much.
I like it when they walk. Yeah. They'll move. And then they'll just pop. I think that's adorable that they have on there.
Any babies that are left alive will certainly die if they stay here.
No, look. It's a melon.
So the mother
That's if you
decides to
and they'll
leave.
do different crossbreeds until changing its pattern. So that was probably specifically made. That's insane.
Calling to her creche, she sets off across the parched land.
Oh, he shed it.
In one long cavalcade, they march onwards in search of permanent water.
I know it.
I don't want to say he's possibly stuffed, but the last time I said that, it moved.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Holy shit, these are sidewinders. And a viper.
Basically Mexican enough.
For her mother, this is certainly exhausting. For her babies, with their tiny legs, it must be a real marathon. Some start to fall behind,
He's kind of hitting back in the back.
but she stops.
This is a sidewinder? These are the ones that...
Oh, look at that one.
The babies call constantly. She knows exactly where they all are and waits until every single one of them has caught up.
Isn't that crazy? They will...
Only when all are with her will she set off again.
So this is the prairie, which is real common.
Yeah, that's about it. Good chance to go through. Look at rattlesnakes.
But lizard is
True or false? The best thing that you can do when you see a snake is stand and run. That should be false. 11. Don't panic when you see a snake. You are not their food. Stand back about 10 feet. True or false? Snake's best sense is sense of smell. That should be true. Snakes detect odors by flicking their tongues. True or false? All rattlesnakes live in the Americas. That would have to be false because we've already seen the. We got that one right there. No, because that's not a rattlesnake. Maybe that one is true. All rattlesnakes are found in North, Central, and South America. Yeah. Most snakes are cold and wet to the touch. I don't know about the wet. They usually feel cold. Snakes may appear cool and warm to the touch depending on the surrounding temperature. They can be rough and smooth, but never wet or slimy. That's what I thought. Baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than adult rattlesnakes. 18. I think that's a false. Baby rattlesnake is born with venom that is quite similar to the adult. However, it is much smaller with less venom and shorter strike. Yeah. You're more likely to survive it. Some snakes make good vet pets. I'm sure. Rattlesnakes are deaf and can't hear the sound of their own rattle. I think that was a false. If I remember right, they have something behind the eyes. Or maybe not. Snakes don't have external air. But they sense vibrations. Snakes are active most in the middle of the day. Well, yeah, because that's when the sun's up.
I was like trying to I just searched, I went on my Google Maps and searched for a
It says here the hiding.
and I just followed the route that we're going. Gotcha.
Rattlesnakes bite almost always result in death. Unless you get to a hospital that has anti-venom, then probably yeah. Rattlesnake bites are really fatal. I guess I'm wrong on that one too. About 12 out of 8,000 bites. Most snakes don't always inject venom. We already know that's true because of the baby one. Rattlesnakes will bite humans in self-defense only. Doesn't feel that way. Rattlesnakes will do what they can to avoid contact with us. Longest rattlesnake on record was about 8 feet long. I believe that's true because it was on the sign back over here. Eastern Diamondback was 8 feet 1 inch in length. Most rattlesnakes are 2 to 4 feet. Rattlesnake can mate with a bull snake. I don't know about that. Bull snakes and rattlesnakes are different enough genetically that they couldn't possibly breed. Yeah. Besides that, bull snakes are really mean. They're actually good to have around because they'll chase off the rattlesnakes. I do believe, number one, you can tell the age of a rattlesnake by counting the segments of its rattle. I think that one was true. Rattlesnakes shed the skin 2 to 4 times each year and gain a new segment on the rattle each time. When the segments get old, and brittle they break off. So you want to get like an accurate age. Rattlesnakes always rattle when a human walks near them. Depends the distance. They don't always. 6. Rattlesnake's first choice of defense is to remain silent. Let the threat pass by. Yeah, there's nothing like walking through the desert and looking out and seeing a rattlesnake just sitting there. Rattlesnakes are one of the most aggressive animals in the world. No, they are mean. Most rattlesnakes are extremely shy and will make every effort to avoid human contact.
To a black mamba, this bungalow is just another place where food may be in good supply.
I think that's about it for the day.
Inside, Tony Morgan confronted an uninvited guest. And it bit him.
This is the Rattlesnake Museum down in Old Town, Albuquerque. In case you guys want to come visit it. It's a $7.50 entrance fee.
I don't kill anything, particularly snakes. I grabbed this particular implement and I thought that I hooked him out and I thought that I'd pinned him down.
I think we're all day here.
He